think it's complete bullshit. To be honest, I think I was a little more upset at the fact that Yair was the one who was getting it because, although I don't think that Josh Emmett won his last two fights, I think he won by robbery. Um, I don't think he won against Cater or Ige. I still think if you look at his record, like he's put up a pretty good win streak, and he only has two losses in the UFC. Like he has a lot of wins back to back to back. So it looks all right. But I just don't think an interim title shot is needed. I feel like you could just make this a 5 round co-main event and just make it a number one contenders fight. I think the idea of putting a belt on the line with a guy who doesn't even have a win in his last two fights since 2019, by the way, where he lost to Max Holloway and got a no contest against Brian Ortega. Even if you want to count that Ortega one, it's like he doesn't even have a streak. I just think it's such a joke. And I also don't like it because the UFC has said many times before the worst thing that you can do to get a title shot is to sit out and wait out. And I think that they actually awarded that kind of behavior. And it just is like, where's your integrity? You've always said you can't just sit out and call for a title shot. And I think Yair Rodriguez is being a little bit of a Lord Fauntleroy, a little Lord Fauntleroy. So I think he's spoiled, man. I think he's spoiled, and I don't like to see him get it. I'd much rather it just be a number one contenders fight with no belt, because if Yair gets the belt, it's just a joke. I think interim belts should be silver, by the way. I don't think they should be gold. I think they should be silver.
Interim belts are so stupid, honestly. I don't
I
even
just
really
don't
like.
think you need one. Volkanovski's fought three times
Yeah,
in the past
Ball's
like
fought
year and
three
a half,
times. He's
year.
gonna fight at lightweight, and then he's gonna leave. Then he's
Yeah.
gonna lose, and he's gonna come back and probably fight again in the summer. Like there's Francis Ngannou hasn't fought in like nearly a year, and there's no interim belt. Like there's no reason to have the featherweight interim belt.
Yeah, and also I think Yair's gonna win, so it pisses me off.
Are you gonna be cheering for Emmett?
Not really, because I'm not a big Emmitt fan, but I think Yair's just gonna be too much for him on the feet, and Emmitt, like he's not the best wrestler. He doesn't really use it all that much. So I just think Yair is gonna destroy him, and he's gonna have a belt, and I just don't like it. But yeah, that's what I think. I completely disagree. I think they should be a number one contenders fight. Don't give him a belt, or wait for Arnold Allen and do that. But I think the whole thing is just unnecessary. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think it also should have happened earlier. You know what I mean? Like like we had some weak fight nights in October.
Number one contenders fight, man. It's like
They could
what?
have they could have did a fight night in October instead of those stupid women cards, women main events, and then like do a 5 rounder, and then number one, then we'll get a number one contender right there. So
Yeah,
yeah, I don't like it. I don't understand it. I like the UFC are rewarding Yair for sitting out, something that they say that they never do, and they also rewarded it to Covington when he sat out after the Woodley fight. Like it's so stupid because I feel like with some guys, if they sit out, they'll be like, oh fuck you. And then with others like Yair and Colby, they'll give
yeah.
them the chance
I
regardless.
think they also want a Mexican champ just because like they have a big market in Mexico, and Mexico's big into boxing, and they have a guy like Canelo. Like I feel like the UFC really wants to MMA to take over in that part of the world just because they love combat sports and boxing's king over there. So I feel like that's another reason why and he has an entertaining style. Like I like his
He's an
fighting style.
entertaining
He's really
fighter.
entertaining. He puts on great fights, but I just don't like the guy. So that's really what it boils down to.
Jared,
Yeah.
what do you think of that matchup?
Yeah, matchup wise, I think when I look at Josh Emmett, I don't think his I don't think he can mess with Yair in the kicking department really. I feel like he might get his legs chopped up a little bit. That's really the main thing I'm thinking. I can't think of the last time I've seen somebody taking a super leg kick heavy approach. I might have to rewatch his fights because I might just be sounding like a moron right now. But
Against Emmitt.
I get yeah, Josh Emmett, who's
I
like
think
leg
what's his
kicking
name?
approach.
Fucking he Shane Burgos kicked him up quite a bit.
I honestly I haven't seen that fight. I need to watch that.
Yeah,
Um,
he's gotten injured a lot. His legs have gotten injured a lot in these fights,
mhm.
so I think that's a big weakness.
I know Yair's got some nasty kicks though, so I'm feeling the leg kicks. I think he does a lot of the
Yeah,
spinning kicks and shit, but I
yeah.
feel like I think that's kind of just fluff. I think the major aspect of the kicks is really the leg kicks for Yair.
Dude, Yair Rodriguez, I think he's a little bit underrated in his striking. I know people like grant him the fact that he's really good, but I think he may even be like close to top five strikers in the UFC. I mean, he's fucking really
I
good,
mean,
man.
in terms of creativity, I would say so, but
Like
in
I
terms
think
of
he
yeah,
like for example, Max Holloway is super tough and he beat Yair. He also used his takedowns as wrestlings, but man, there were many moments in that fight where Yair Rodriguez was piecing Max Holloway up, and I feel like if Holloway didn't have that chin of granite, like not many people could tolerate it, and he looked like he was going to destroy Brian Ortega in their fight. So, um, yeah, I'm impressed with Yair. I think he's a great fighter. I would love to see him fight Volkanovski. So I guess it's all right that this is happening. I think he could give Volk a tough fight, just because like he can sneak in those kicks so easily, and if he gets Volk with a head kick or a body kick, it could be the end of the night. So it'd be interesting.